Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva Manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga 11th Adhyay, and we have seen Arjuna pleading to Sri Krishna, my dear friend, enough of that terrible, horrible, the universal form of yours, which has shown me your destructive phase also. It has shown me your the blissful phase as well as the destructive phase. And while looking at your blissful phase, of that mighty universal form, it was such a great delight for me. Having seen that destructive phase, it has brought such a great fear also to me. Bliss on one side and the fears, having seen that terrible form of yours on the other side. Therefore, oh my dear friend, just give me your ordinary look. Let me see your ordinary form, O God of gods, O ultimate abode of this entire universe. And that's what Arjuna had told Krishna in the 45th Shloka that we had seen. Adrushta purvam rjitosmi draṣṭumahaṃ. Having seen this never before sight of yours, having seen this never before form of yours, was such a wonderful delight to me. Rjitosmi. And at the same time, bhayena cha pravyatitam manome. My mind is distressed with fear. My mind is distressed with terror. My mind is distressed with horror, seeing your terrible and horrible and most destructive face, most destructive form. Tathaiva me darshaya deva rūpeṇa. Oh God, now please show me your ordinary form. Proceed, have mercy on me, Devesha, O Lord of Lords, and Jagannivasa, O ultimate abode of this entire universe. Come to me, come before me as your old original self, which I am so much familiar with. And like that example in Sri Ramakrishna's story, the story that Sri Ramakrishna has to tell, the brother having put on the mask has terrified his sister, and having realized that, oh, my sister is now going haywire. I mean, she is so much terrified, having seen me as lion. Immediately, the brother removes that mask of lion and appears before his sister as her loving brother, and sister is so happy now. Oh, my brother is here. Who is going to take care of me? It is such a wonderful, loving form of my brother. Sister is very happy. And likewise, that's what Brahman does. He puts on that veil of destruction. And when he finds that his child is so terrified, when this little one is so terrified, Brahman removes that veil and appears before the child, appears before his beloved devotee, in his original form, in his original blissful and merciful and compassionate form. So that was Arjuna's request to Sri Krishna, please come to me. Now what kind of form Arjuna intends? Arjuna also tells specifically to Krishna, this is how I want to see you. When he said that, show me that form only, O God. Now which is that form? When he says that Darshaya Deva Rupam, you show me that form. Now which is that form? So Arjuna is also the wonderful disciple of Krishna. He doesn't leave anything on uncertain terms. So now Arjuna is actually describing the form which he wants to see. Arjuna says, kirīṭinaṃ gadinaṃ cakrahastaṃ icchāmi tvāṃ draṣṭumahaṃ tathaiva tenaiva rūpeṇa caturbhujena sahasrabāho bhava viśvamūrte. O Viśvamūrte of Sahasrabāho, O universal form, the cosmic form of this 1,000 arms. I don't want to see that, but I want to see that form which is adorned with kirīṭinaṃ, gadinaṃ, cakrahastaṃ, which is crowned, that form which is adorned with that wonderful, beautiful diadem, that crown, and in your hands you have that gadinaṃ, the mace, gada, and cakrahastaṃ, that Sudarshan chakra of yours. Icchāmi tvāṃ draṣṭumahaṃ tathaiva. I am desirous to see that form of yours with that beautiful crown on your head, with that mace in your hand, with that Sudarshan chakra you are holding in another hand. Tenaiva rūpeṇa caturbhujena, tenaiva. Only that form I want to see. Tenaiva rūpeṇa caturbhujena. I want to see only that form with 4 arms. Now normally Vishnu is depicted as the Lord with 4 arms. He has these 4 things in his 4 hands. He has the Sudarshan chakra. He has gada in one hand. He has the mace in second hand. In his third hand, he has conch, shankha. Shankha, chakra, gada, and the lotus. And the flower of the blooming lotus in one hand. So this is how normally the form of Vishnu is depicted as, is described in the Bhagavad Purana also. Then that Lord Vishnu has with the 4 arms. Arjuna doesn't want to see that form with sahasrabāho, no, not with thousands and millions of forms, arms and feet, and the heads, those billions and trillions of eyes, and those horrible looking teeth, those tusks. Arjuna doesn't want to see that form, that Vishwarupa, that sahasrabāho, that form with 1,000 arms, with the mighty divine celestial weapons, ready to hit somebody, ready to hit that evil. Arjuna doesn't want to see that form. Arjuna just wants to see that form, that beautiful, pleasant looking, the blissful, compassionate form of the Lord with 4 hands. And Arjuna wants to see that gada in one hand, chakra in one hand, the head is beautifully adorned with that celestial diadem, with that celestial crown, and that beautiful smiling figure of the Lord Arjuna wants to see, which he is very familiar with, in fact. Now, that this shows what is the stature of Arjuna as a devotee. It is not a normal thing for devotees to have that vision, that blissful vision of the Lord Vishnu. Krishna is an incarnation of that Lord Vishnu. It is not easy. It is not, unless and until a devotee is on the is much ahead on the path of spirituality. Unless and until the devotee is so much evolved in his spiritual stature, He cannot see that form. So since Arjuna is referring here that form with 4 hands, with the mace in one hand, with the Sudarshan Chakra in one hand, Arjuna is very familiar with that form. And that means Arjuna is quite comfortable seeing that form with 4 arms. Not just his beloved Krishna with 2 arms who is smiling in front of him. Not just, he is beyond seeing Krishna. He is now seeing Krishna as Vishnu in his blissful form, not in the Vishwarupa. He doesn't want to see that Vishwarupa of the Lord. He is comfortable seeing that Vishnu with 4 arms and that blissful, smiling, cheerful face of the Lord, not that destructive face. So this is what Arjuna now, the last request to Krishna, this is what I want to see you like. Just get rid of that horrible form of yours. I have had enough pleasure, I have had enough delight, and also I have had enough of terror and horror and fear seeing that terrible look of yours. I desire to see you as before, crowned, bearing a mace and a discus in hand, in your former form only having 4 arms. O 1000 arm, O universal form, O cosmic form, I don't want to see this, your normal form, your 4-armed form as Vishnu. Although Arjuna has not mentioned here what other 2 hands are holding, the Padma, that is the lotus, and the conch. But he has specified the Gada and the Chakra. Now here again, why only that Gada and Chakra? Because again, Arjuna is getting converted from that dreadful Vishad phase, that dreadful delusionary phase when he had got into that distress of I am not going to fight. He is now transforming to become a fighter. He is now willing. He is transforming himself to prepare to wage the war. So those 2, the articles which were signs of giving boon, the lotus and the conch, these are not destructive, but the Gada and the Chakra, they are the weapons. So now Arjuna in this shloka is pointing that I am prepared to see Gada and Chakra in your 2 hands, because now I am getting ready to wage this war. This is kind of a message that Arjuna wants to give to Krishna. That you come before me in that original form of yours. Let me see that Gada. Let me see that Chakra, Sudarshan Chakra in your hand. Let me get prepared. Let me get prepared to see those celestial, mighty weapons of yours, so that I am prepared to wage this war. I am prepared to wake up that warrior Arjuna in me, which has gone into distress. So that is the point that Arjuna is making to this shloka. I want to see your original 4-armed form, oh my dear friend, with the Gada and the Chakra in your hand, with the diadem, with that crown, celestial crown on your head, with that beautiful crown on your head, because once I wage this war, and as you have indicated that I am going to win this war, I am going to crush my enemies, so ultimately I am going to be the crowned king of Hastinapur along with my brothers. So that was that's why possibly Arjuna has also made a reference to the kirīṭa, to that crown of that blissful form of Vishnu. So Arjuna wants now to see this beautiful blissful form of Vishnu with the 4 arms, crown on head, the mace and chakra, and not the sahasrabāho, O Vishwarupa. Not this universal form, not this cosmic form with thousands and thousands of arms and feet, and those terrible mouths and those terrible heads, those terrible looking eyes, that fire emitting from the mouths, no, or all that destructive ways Arjuna doesn't want. So that was the 46th shloka that Arjuna has now clearly indicated to Krishna what he wants to see. Enough of this universal form, the Vishwarupa. Let us see what Krishna next does. Having heard this pleading from the Arjuna, having got Arjuna having begged for that original look, enough of this terrible look, enough of this universal form. Let us see what Krishna says in the next verse. That is for our next reading then. Till then, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Mahaprabhu. Jai Swamiji.